Hey everybody, this is Putt King. I'm back with this week's story time. And for this week's story time, I'm going to tell you about how I almost got written up at work 3 different times. The first time was, I was told by being the maintenance man at work, I was told by one of the other maintenance men, the one that usually comes in the mornings, that we need to wash the towels because when they come out of the washer, they're still not totally clean. They've got like little black specks on it, and they still need to be washed. And so go over to the dishwasher and wash them, but not with the dishwasher, just with the sprayer. So I did that once. Of course, two of the other people that I work with on third shift, well, they thought that, you didn't need to do that. Don't worry about that. You know, they said, don't take advice from him. He the one I work with, he likes to say he's the head maintenance, but they say he's not the head maintenance. He's just a maintenance man like me. And they said, do not listen to him. You don't have to do what he says. He's not your boss. And I still started spraying him because I thought, well, whatever he says goes. And then one of the other ones that just became a manager, she's come back like 3 different times, and 3 different times that she came back, she's like, why are you spraying them? I'm like, because the other head maintenance man, she's like, you don't have to do what he says. He's not your boss. So and about the 4th time I did it, she's like, are you spraying them again? This is like 4 different times at work, 4 different days. And she was like, she's like, I told you didn't have to do what he says. Now, if you do that again, I'm going to have to write you up. And then I told the maintenance man about it, and the maintenance man was trying to tell her that it needed to get washed, and then they got in a heated argument. They don't really get along that much. So there was like a little bit of a heated argument. And then, of course, the next night, we talk about it, and I said, sounds like you got him mad. She's like, I don't care if I got him mad. He's not your boss. Doesn't need to tell you what to do. He's just a maintenance man. So that was about the first time I got written up, or that I was threatened to get written up. Second time was my fault. Second time, what I did was that there was someone who came into work at first shift, and I thought she was beautiful. I stayed to talk to her, and one of the maintenance men told me, about that I could go, and then of course she walked in, wanted to talk to her for a couple minutes. So I did, but it turned into like 15 minutes, and then I come back out, and then the person, well, she's more like the assistant manager. She's number 2 next to the manager. Sorry, my hair's sticking up a little bit. And then she comes to me, and she's like, I won't mention the maintenance man's name, but when I go to the one in head in charge, she's like, didn't he tell you that you could leave 15 minutes ago? I was like, well, yeah. And then she's like, so why are you coming out just now? What were you doing in there for 15 minutes? I was like, and then I wasn't going to lie to her, especially when she's the head in charge, number 2 manager next to the head manager. I told her I was talking to somebody, and she's like, okay, now that's just wasting time. She's like, you don't need to let that do. She's like, she's like, so for when you got done and everything, because it was like 6:15, and she's like, so since you spent most time in there, just wasting time, I'm going to put you in, because that managers can do that when they put you in. She's like, I'm going to put you in, ending your shift at 6 o'clock. I was like, well, it was more like 6:02 for me. Can you just put 6:02? She's like, okay, I'll put 6:02. She's like, I'm going to give you a warning for this time. Next time you do this, I'm going to write you up. So that was the second time I got written up. And okay, the second time was my fault. It was my fault. Third time, the most recent time, I was, I, I also, being the maintenance man, I also have to sweep the floor and then mop it. Of course, sweep the bathrooms and mop the bathrooms too. But what what was really bad was that sometimes there were some things I missed. I missed some things and on the in the floor the first time, and well, now I go around checking it a few times instead of just once. When I did it just once and just mopped once, I can only mop once because I mean it'll affect the mopping if I walk on it after that. But I can sweep more than once going around. And I remember when I did that once, one of the manager that she's mainly a kitchen manager, but also can gets mainly the manager about the lobby too for me. And she keeps telling me that she had to call me back into the lobby because there was parts that I missed and spots that were not cleaned up, saying I can't completely missed that. And this was maybe 3 or 4 nights that she said to do it. She's like, I've had to come tell you 3 or 4 nights in a row. She's like, I'm not going to do that anymore. If you mess up in the lobby, you don't sweep well or you don't mop well or I see spots that are not picked up, I'm going to write you up. That was the most recent time I got written up. Now for that one, that really scared me the most because I knew that I always miss something. So I usually go around now instead of going around once sweeping. I go around 5 times, and yeah, I'm still finding stuff. And then she was like, "Well, I'll tell you a hint: just sweep everything from left to right, and then you'll just have one big pile." Well, I couldn't do that. I mean that was really hard for me to do, especially because all I have to do is just take the broom and the dustpan with me and sweep it up. That's just what I do instead of leaving it like that. But then I keep going. It's like I mean I keep doing the best I can, and I got I did get a compliment from her on Saturday. She's like, Saturday, she's like, good job. Or maybe it was Saturday or Sunday. She's like, good job. You got everything out from under the tables. You got everything out. Swept it up completely. Good. She's like, you still kind of goofed up a little bit with your mopping, so had to mop a little bit where you messed up, but you're doing better. You got everything out from under the tables. Good. So I was a little relieved from that because I mean she said I was doing better and I never really expected that. But yeah, that was the story of the 3 times I got written up at work. First time, not my fault, going by what the other maintenance man said. Second time, totally my fault, goofed off. Should have limited to lower time talking, not 15 minutes. And then third time, well, I just goof up sometimes at work. But I mean, hey, it happens to everyone. I mean, can't be perfect. And I think we all know, and I think we can all admit that from when we have a job. But yeah, that was the 3 times that I got written up at work. If you enjoyed this story time, please hit the like, and if you're not subscribed yet, hit the red notification button and click the bell so you'll never miss a click all so you'll never miss a story time. And I'll be back next week to give you another story time. Until then, I hope you all have a good week, and I will see y'all later. Talk to y'all later. Good night, everyone.